Mirka, and so today I'm going to be doing my January 2021, my first video of 2021 haul for my figures and also kind of my merch. I kind of decided to put them together because it didn't make sense to separate them. So a lot of the figures that I did buy actually released a long time ago, but because the pandemic, a lot of my figures got delayed and a lot of postage, because since a lot of these figures are coming from Japan, it took a while for them to ship, as a lot of companies such as AmiAmi and the one I usually go with is Tokyo Otaku Mode. They're trying to figure out ways to ship things from Japan to other places where there might be restrictions. So a lot of these are actually already released figures, but I just got them now. And now I knew it was it's been a trip for a lot of these figures. Also, is that one of the figures that is like one of the prize figures that I really wanted, like not prize like a prize figure, but like one of the figures I really wanted on my wish list that I got on the used section of AmiAmi. It came with an AmiAmi October card. It is now January, so it's been in transit for that long. But other than that, I will start with the merch and then move on to the figures. My merch. Okay, so I recently fell in love with Yakuza, the Yakuza series. I've always kind of known about it, even beforehand, even before the meme of Bakamitai, but I just never got the chance to play it. But back when Black Friday was happening, I decided, you know, might as well jump into this game. I've been kind of interested in it, and the game I bought was Yakuza 0. And yeah, I fell in love, and I thought I would love Kiryu, but I really love Majima, as everyone does in the Yakuza. I just really love him. And then I went on a binge to buy a lot of merch, and one of the artists that I bought from, and her art will be featured, her name is like HeyNougat. I'll put her link down below, and I just fell in love with her designs and how she depicted a lot of the tattoos that both Kiryu and Majima have. So I'm just gonna show you the prints because they're really, and I'll put a closer look. So this is the one that she has, Kiryu with his Dragon of Dojima kind of attire, or her version, and then here's Majima with his Hanya attire, and they're supposed to represent the tattoos that both of them have. So they're really nice. And then I have this one with Majima, and I'm censoring it because it shows his butt, so I'm censoring it with the nice notes that the seller left. So it's him with his Hanya tattoo, and it's really cool. I can't wait to put them up. And then I just really love Majima, and then I think I bought a lot of her Majima prints. And then here is Majima with his long hair and his you didn't really get to see him in long hair with Yakuza 0, but it's him with like his Lord of the Night aesthetic, and I really like it. I really love Yakuza. I binged a lot of it. I actually know what happens through 0 through 7 because in this time frame that I was doing this, I've been spending a week just learning the lore of Yakuza. Even though I've not finished 0 yet, I just couldn't help myself. I really liked the story, and I knew that I wasn't going to finish any of the games fast enough for me, but I just really liked it, and yeah. So those were just the merch that I bought, and it's just those things, and I just really wanted to show it, to highlight the artist too. So I will move on to now the figures. So a lot of my figures are actually My Hero Academia related, because a lot of the Art Effects J Plus figures that were coming out in the summer came out and got shipped to me finally, and as well as the Nandroids. There's only 2 things that aren't necessarily My Hero, but I will get to them when we get to them. I'm going to show the Ejiro Kirishima Nandroid that I got with his Good Smile. He's a really cute figure. I'm collecting mainly only the Artifacts J and My Hero Academia figures, just because I want to keep it to those two lines, and they are really cool, and I have a space for my detail for all of them, and that's why I'm getting them. So here is the Kirishima. The next Nandroid I got is one of the things that weren't My Hero Academia related, and that is the Inyasha Nandroid. But again, Good Smile, and I was happy to get him. I know that Kagome and Kikyo are out for pre-order, and I already pre-ordered Shishomaru. I'm really excited to get Shishomaru, and I've been kind of enjoying Yashihime, and I know that's the reason why a lot of the Inuyasha figures are coming out, to go in line with Yashihime. I have opinions about Yashihime, but I mean that it's basically like it's not as good as Inuyasha, and it's not because it's a nostalgia thing. I think it's just going really slow and I don't know what's happening, and it's all filler, but it, you know, what you can do. But we were talking about Inuyasha here, and he's a really cute. So the next figures I got are the Artifacts J plus Toga Figure, the Himika Toga figure, who is 1/8, and she's pretty cute. I liked her I like this version actually more than the I forget who made Belfine. I think Belfine is the one that made the cartoony pop-up text ones, and I just like this one a little bit better. If I had to choose, this would be the one, just because it fits with the rest of the figures, of course. But I just liked her pose and everything. So the next one I actually got was to go with Toga, is the Tomoda Shirigaki Artifacts J figure as well. He took a long time to get to me. I think he started shipping out in August. He only came in the beginning of January, so it goes to show like it takes a while for a lot of these figures to come home. But I'm glad he is, and I am glad he is too, because I'm gonna start with Toga and with Shirigaki. I'm gonna start the section of my detail dedicated to the villains of My Hero Academia. So I'm excited for him. And then the next figure that I got, my last My Hero figure that I got, was the 1/8 All Might Artifacts J figure. And he is huge. When I unboxed him, because he came with Tomoda and Toga, I couldn't believe that he was 1/8. He's large. And I hope he fits into my detail, because he's supposed to be like the similar piece in my hero shelf. But oh my god. And he might get smaller just because he's kind of raised on his stand in this box. But when I saw him, he did not look like a 1/8 at all. But I'm excited to have him. And then the last figure that I got is actually a used figure that I got from Ami Ami, and as I said, October card, so this thing started shipping in October. And it is actually a figure that I put on my wish list, and I've been kind of eyeing actually for about 10 years. So 10 years, so I'm 23. So I think around when I was 12 or 13, these figures started coming out. It was like 2012. So 8 years ago. Can't do math. I don't know. It was around, I think these are made either 2010 or 2012. And when I would go to the comic shop and like look online, I would see this figure because I really like the character. But it was at a time I wasn't into figure collecting really. At that point, I was really just into prize figures, so those cheaper figures of 15, and I decided like, probably not gonna get into it, not gonna get her. But when I started getting into figures, I wanted to get these figures, and the figure I'm talking about is one of my favorite Marvel characters apart from Scarlet Witch, who is X-23, and this comes from their Marvel Bisoujo statue series, and she actually came up on a nice price for Ami. So originally retail was like 60, and then she was double her price on used, but it made sense. This figure's hella old, but in actuality it was like 150 probably, just because of the box, but the figure is okay. But it was a better price than I was seeing in other used sites, such as like Solaris, who was selling her for like 200 plus. So I decided to grab her because I don't think she'd be re-released at all. So I finally got one of my prize, and she'll go into my detop shelf as well. So with that, that is all the figures and merch that I got for January 2020. Please let me know what you got for January for your figures or whatever you have in pre-order. And if you like the I'm just putting it out there, and if you like the Yakuza series, please leave me a comment down below, because I need people to talk Yakuza about, because I don't really have that much people to talk about Yakuza with, so it'd be fun to talk about it, especially about Majima and Kiryu and all them, and it's just like, it's such a good series. It's just so good. And before I like fangirl, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!